What's up, my man?
How's it going, JJ?
It's pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right today. How about you?
It's a pretty good day. It's kind of overcast, so it's kind of bumming me out. It's kind of rough getting out of bed today, not gonna lie.
Dude, I woke up today and there was snow
Wait,
everywhere.
in
Like
Chicago?
I walked downstairs. It was 1 p.m. in the morning and I was like snow everywhere. And it was crazy. Like it was 70 degrees last week.
Really? Oh, damn. I
Yeah.
know it's that Midwest stuff going on.
Dude, I hate
That's
the
pretty.
Midwest. I'm ready to get out of here.
Are you gonna go to
Yeah.
what? Out to California?
Dude, Cali, New York, wherever they'll let me,
Really?
man. I'll go
Really?
wherever they let
What?
me.
What's your ideal location to move to?
Dude, I don't know. I the Cali weather prime, but like New York would not be bad. Like I either one, dude. I'd be
Really?
happy with either one.
I don't know. New York just seems like it'd be like a lot of snow sometimes, and then I
Hmm.
don't know. I feel like the West Coast it would be like better weather, and then New York's kind of more like it's got the city stuff going on, like the
New York,
traditional. Yeah.
yeah. You also got the uh it's the weather's still better than the Midwest though. Like you get like the
Oh
cold and
yeah.
like all that,
Yeah.
but it's still better
Yeah.
than the Midwest because you have like
Yeah.
the ocean there and stuff. So
Yeah.
also like it's New York.
I don't know. It's got that like Jay-Z vibe going on. The
Yeah,
Empire State of Mind.
yeah, dude. The Empire State of Mind, exactly.
What have you been doing during this like quarantine period? Like how do you entertain yourself during a day?
Oh, that's a good question. How do I entertain myself? Oh, so much Netflix. Like a
Really? Okay.
stupid amount of Netflix. Like, remember how I was going through BoJack Horseman before we left?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I was on like season two. I finished that within like 4 days of coming back home. All right,
Yeah, I know. You
finished
told
that.
me because you came by the apartment one day. You're like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on like season two. It's starting to get real sad." And then like the 4 days later, you're like, "Oh dude, I'm on season six, and it's really sad."
Exactly. Like it was bad, dude. And then I started Peaky Blinders. Oh, that was phenomenal show. So
Really?
so
You
good.
finished the whole thing, or like the
Yeah,
what where they're
that
at?
the Peaky Blinders, yeah, that was like a week, I think, or a week, maybe 2 weeks. uh, Highly recommend it. Peaky Blinders, and now I'm on Money Heist.
Money Heist. Damn. What's Money Heist about?
What's it about?
Yeah.
So it's actually a Spanish show, uh, but it's like about this group of like robbers and thieves who like don't know each other or anything, and then they go and they're gonna rob the Spanish Mint where they like make euros.
Yeah.
So they go and they're gonna like rob that, which is obviously like a huge heist. So
Hmm.
it's about that, and it's like the season one is very much like about just like the heist and stuff. But then like as you get more and more into it, it like evolves into like the relationships between these people who like don't know each other, who aren't like supposed to have any personal relationships, and then it just like goes from there. Like obviously how they get out of the heist and stuff, and you know, um, it's a good show, and like the whole process, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then there's like one guy outside who's like super smart. I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
You gotta have that one character who's just like the genius that puts the team on the back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like that guy is just like he's like big glass, like the '70s style glass. He's got this
Oh yeah.
beard, and he's like, oh, you know, it's like,
Yeah, it's like that guy in have you seen Stranger Things?
yeah,
Yeah, it's like that I forget his name, but he's in like the second season. He's that guy that has the glasses and they go to his house and he's wearing like just a
yes,
shirt and he has like sandals
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
and he's
the
just like,
complete weirdo,
why are
right?
you in my house? Yeah,
Yeah, like the complete weirdo. He's like, yeah, like the Russians are, that one,
yeah.
right?
It's like you can't log into this server, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, oh, I
Yeah.
remember. Stranger Things was a good show.
Yeah.
We were just
Do
talking
you
about
have
Stranger
like
Things yesterday.
a top three Netflix all time list? Like your three
Oh,
best
dude.
shows or favorite shows?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I think honestly, right now, number one probably Peaky Blinders. That was
Really?
so good. Peaky Blinders, so good. Um, dude, this is hard. Like off the top of my head, like I need to like look at my list and like think about it. But I think God, I can only think of like the ones that are just like I like okay, I know number three is gonna be Big Mouth, and not because it's like a
Okay.
good show, but it's just so stupid funny. Like I don't know
Yeah.
why. Most people think it's just stupid, but I, don't know, I just think it's so funny. It's got like the perfect balance of immature humor, and that's it. Like there's no balance, it's just immature
It's
humor.
just a,
It's
yeah.
like
Have you ever seen Paradise PD?
it's like Brickleberry and that, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I would say it's kind of like Big Mouth, but it's like way worse. Like it's
yeah,
constant like
yeah.
vulgar words, and it's just bad.
I
I don't know.
I watched like an episode or two. I feel those shows are shows that you like have to watch with other people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like I only watch Paradise PD like if it's like Nolesh or a group of us, then like
hmm
I'll watch it then, but every other time I just can't
Oh
do
my
it.
God. Dude, I know. I'm watching a couple of shows. I remember I was home and I started watching it. And it was like I'm like having a bowl of cereal and watching Paradise PD. And I'm like, it's like the very first episode because it was recommended to me. And
Yeah.
as I'm watching it, I was like, like this something doesn't add up here.
It was like, oh.
Like I can't be doing this.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Damn.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Um, I don't know. It's just been really schoolwork every day. On Netflix, I've watched a few different shows. I watched The Ranch. I've actually watched Kim's Convenience. I highly recommend. It's kind of like, have you ever seen Fresh Off the Boat on Hulu?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that Asian family show, and it's like,
hmm
it's not racist, but it's like it plays on some,
Some stereotypes.
yeah, some stereotypes. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
it's pretty funny though.
Those are good. There's this one show coming out on Netflix like next week, I think. It's called I forget what it's called, but it's about a like an Indian American girl like growing up in like Cali or whatever.
Mm.
And you watch The Office?
Yeah,
Okay, so you know the Mindy Kaling
yeah.
in The Office? So
Hmm.
she's actually like the director or producer for the show. But it was like her idea or something. And so the show's releasing on sometime next week, and it's just like talking about like Indian Americans and like being a teenage Indian American in and like growing up and stuff. So it plays on
Really?
stereotypes and stuff, which but it's gonna be pretty interesting to watch because it's gonna be like the first type of show from
Yeah,
like that from like the more Indian American side. It's gonna be
yeah, like
interesting.
takes
It's gonna
that
be
take.
cool
Yeah.
to relate with it and stuff. You know, see how
Yeah.
accurate it is.
That's true. Maybe we'll have to play it for the meetings and movie nights and SASA and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
SASA movie
Have you
nights. We'll rewatch that show.
oh yeah, yeah. Have you voted in like the movie poll for this weekend?
I did.
Oh
I
really?
voted for I don't know which one I forgot which one I voted for, but then I immediately emailed Saayeh afterwards and I was like, yo, like I definitely voted for the wrong one. Please change my vote to always be by maybe. Because
Really? Yeah,
I'm
cause
on that
she
rom-com
said
swing
you
right
were
now.
like in a rom com mood. That's exactly
Yeah.
yeah. I was kind of like this guy is like quarantine lonely. Really.
Dude, I watched me and some of my friends, we FaceTimed and last Sunday we watched Crazy Stupid Love together.
Oh, that movie's good. Yeah.
It was good. It was pretty entertaining to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's a
And
really
I
good
didn't watch
one.
dude that yeah, that movie and then I was trying to watch oh, the other Netflix one. Oh, To All the Boys I've Loved. Dude, that one,
To
it
all
was
the
so
boys
stupid.
I've loved.
It was
God,
so stupid,
what's
but dude,
that about?
what it's like the stupid Netflix rom-coms, but you the unpopular opinion, those are good, dude. They're entertaining. I would sit down and watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Loki you have like all these rom coms favorited on Netflix. So you're like, I'm gonna watch that one later.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
just like
10
queued
things
up,
I
you know.
hate about you and like
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Have you ever seen Black Mirror?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you like it or was it kind of like too out there for you or
I've watched the first few seasons like religiously, and then I think the last couple of seasons when they've come out, I've been like a lot more. It's like whenever like people recommend like, oh yeah, this episode is good. I'm like, okay, I'll go watch that episode.
yeah.
But like, I don't know. Recently, I feel like they started off super well, but then like the recent episodes haven't been as good.
Yeah. That is true.
But
Like
I may also be
this
completely wrong.
yeah, no, this like past fifth season was like really eh. There
hmm
was one I liked, but I don't know. I think that one's gonna win low key for tomorrow. I think
Black
it was
Mirror.
leading in the poll. last time.
Really?
Yeah. By the
Oh,
time
dude,
this
that's
releases, we'll already know. So.
oh yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe to get more insider information
Yeah,
from
yeah,
JJ.
yeah. I should release these earlier than when they think. It'll be like a big spoiler.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then when they're gonna watch it, we're like, oh wow, they're really discussing about when they're gonna release this. It's
Yeah,
just
I
like
know. We'll
out
just
of
have
like out
exec
of mind.
meetings. We'll just release them on Instagram. We'll be like, out
Yeah,
to.
through the podcast format,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, exactly like this. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Do you have
like that.
any
I think what were you
senior
gonna say?
year, bro?
Dude, okay. I am so upset for the seniors this year because
Oh yeah,
they're
that
like,
sucks.
I was like however, this next month, everything is like gone now, but I'm hoping everything is good by our senior year because, dude, I'm trying to enjoy, I'm trying to relax, I'm trying to have fun, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
last year of college.
One last go around. Do you have any
Yeah, one last one.
plans or for like after graduation?
Um, Not like directly after graduation. I want to travel, but that's probably not going to happen next summer. I'm actually going to India this winter break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, a few other family friends of ours. So we're going to India, and then I don't know. Like, so me and a couple friends, we actually have a plan to go to Europe in like 2023. So the summer of 2023, we're gonna go to Europe, and then we're gonna like not really like backpack, but we're gonna like take like a month and then just go through all of Europe and like take the trains and like live in hostels and stuff. And I don't know. I'm That's like one thing that I've planned, but that's like still like kind of way out there.
Yeah. That'd be super fun. Yeah. I think if I
Yeah.
went to Europe, I would definitely do like Italy slash Germany, then like
hmm
France, like that area.
hmm
Probably Spain first, actually. But
Dude,
yeah,
Spain, like the Tomatina Festival and stuff, or like
yeah, yeah.
the Bull Run.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah,
those are like I mean, some people might totally like see this and be like, oh, he's totally referencing like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, the
yeah.
movie we
The
watched at
movie.
movie night.
Yeah,
JJ,
the
you know what
Bollywood
I'm
night.
talking about.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there
Yeah,
was
totally.
like 9 members there that would get it. Hopefully
Yeah.
they watch this. They'll be like,
Yeah, this is that
"Oh,
inside joke for those
I was
nine
there."
people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
uh,
remember?
but yeah, no, like that, and like there's just like so much cool stuff in Europe, and like it's like I would also really want to hit up like Croatia, because like or like the or not Croatia, like but yeah, like Croatia and like the Czech Republic and like that area, like Prague, because there's so much like cool history there, and like the architecture and stuff is like really dope. Um,
Mm.
so I don't know. I love nature and like going through like Switzerland and all like the Alps. That'd be super cool. But like I feel like it'd be really cool to get like the mix of like not only like the nature, but like there's so much like man-made history there, which is just like so cool to see.
Mm. Is there anywhere in the U.S. that you've really liked to travel? Like, do you have a hot spot in the states?
Ooh, that's a good one. There we don't really travel like one spot like a lot. Um, well, I mean, I guess that's kind of a lie because I've been to Disney World like 4 times,
Oh yeah,
maybe
that
three
Disney World.
times. I don't know. I think it's like 3 or 4 times. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's one kind of a hotspot. It's like anything Disney. Um, my family minus my dad really loves Disney, so we tend to do a lot of Disney stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I like traveling to Cali because the weather's super nice. But my dad's like a super like travel. Like, we want to go see nature and go hiking and all that stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Whereas my mom is very much to no, let's go to like a man-made thing, like a city or like
yeah,
Disney
yeah.
World.
So it's like tough
So
to agree on stuff like that.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's usually pretty cool. It's a fun time wherever we go.
Hmm. What's the
Yeah.
first thing you would do if quarantine ended right now?
Oh man, first thing, I think like it have to be like with some friends, just like go out, you know? And
Yeah.
then I'll just
Whoa.
leave it at that.
Like clubbing, or we're going to a bar, or what?
Dude, I think we gotta like start chill, start low key, but then like but you gotta start early, you know? Start
Yeah.
like 5 o'clock. Like even early. Like it doesn't even matter, man. Start at noon. I don't even care.
That's true. Like
But then like
5
start
a.m.
chill. Start chill, but then like as the day goes on, we're just gonna go out, you know? And like
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And I'll
That's
leave it
fair.
up to interpretation.
That's fair. Do you
Yeah,
think the NBA is gonna resume their season, or do you think it's canceled?
dude. Oh my God. This is like the first season I actually really started to follow basketball, and I'm so mad because like
Yeah.
this was genuinely like one of like it was such a good season in the
Mhm.
NBA. And then like this whole like I'm just sad. I'm hoping everything comes back. I've been following like a lot of like these sports rumors and stuff, and like the hope that things happen. But I don't know. A lot of people have been saying that like maybe they'll go straight into playoffs, or maybe they'll do like a abridged version of like the rest of the season, like shorten it up. But I don't know. Like basketball, like soccer and stuff. Like there's still so much stuff that's left to happen.
Mhm.
But whatever happens, if the seasons do come back, you just know like in July and August, it's just gonna be like sports, sports, sports every single day, all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah. I was super bummed. Like, I don't know. I kind of felt bad looking back on it, but the first thing that I realized that like coronavirus is really serious is like when the
Hmm.
NBA canceled. I was
Exactly,
like, oh
because they
my
were like the first
god.
big one.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
know. And I was like, I can't watch LeBron and his
Yeah.
quest. Yeah.
To like yeah, for like Kobe and stuff, man. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh
I remember I texted you like maybe 5, 10 minutes after I had heard that he had passed
yeah,
away, and I was so bummed out.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Were you the person who like told me and I was like, wait, what? Was that you,
Uh, I can't remember now. I
dude?
was
I don't.
at a Starbucks, and he had passed away at like 2:30 Eastern, and I
Yeah,
got word like 3:15 or something.
yeah. I think you were like, I think it was either you or like my other friend who texted me. I think he was just like, dude, Kobe, and then he sent it in our group chat, and I was like, wait, 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 what? And I was like,
Uh,
it's like you can't send a cryptic text like that, right? Like, so
yeah,
I immediately go
yeah.
on Twitter, and then like the top 10 trending is like Kobe, 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 Kobe. It's like, man, I'm not like the hugest basketball fan, but like, yo, you like a legend's a legend, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So
He's had so much influence on not just basketball, but I feel like just like social media and
exactly.
like life in general. So
Shoes
yeah,
and like
yeah,
he's like up there with like the greats of like Jordan and obviously like LeBron and stuff is there too,
yeah,
but like man, like it was that hit me. That hit me.
yeah.
Um
That's pretty rough.
this that's
Yeah.
like when a year starts like that, you know the year is not going to be
Yeah,
good.
I know. It was like no, I remember. Right, it was like 3 weeks before New Year. Juice World passed away,
Yeah.
and that was like another big hit. And I was like, I went into
Oh yeah, that
2020 like sad, and then
yeah.
like 3 weeks later, I was like still sad.
And now it's just like we're all at
Yeah,
home
now we're just at
sad.
home, so it's like, oh, okay, all
Yeah, I remember like
right.
I know like it hit you guys like no actually it hit the Juice World thing hit you guys a
Oh
ton.
yeah, that's true.
Because you guys are big Juice World fans. I wasn't like the biggest one, but like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
I
think it
mean
hit Garrett probably the hardest. Garrett and
yeah,
Alesh probably, and
yeah,
then I don't know. I definitely was sad. I had like a Juice World playlist like
I
2 days
remember.
after that. I feel like everyone did. They're like,
Yeah, I remember that. I
yeah,
we'd come over to an apartment and chill and just be like, man, like Juice World, like Rip Juice, man.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of that,
Two,
like
two,
LeBron Jordan thing, like growing up in
yeah.
Chicago. I mean, I don't know if you've like followed basketball at
Hmm.
like a young age, but do you have like a opinion on that? Who
I
do you
mean,
think's better?
as a Chicagoan, I believe I have to support Jordan. Like
Yeah,
I don't think it matters. But also, I've been watching a lot of Jordan highlights recently,
yeah, me
and
too.
that dude was a beast. Like it
Yeah,
is
like yeah.
insane.
No, I agree.
Like,
Like I rewatched the 98 finals, like all
hmm
6 games, and I was
hmm
like, man, this guy's like he literally like backpacked, like Scottie Pippen was hurt and everyone was old and yeah.
dude, this man, like like every time he got the ball, it's a highlight play. Like
Yeah.
I don't think he has any lowlights. He only has highlights. Like
Yeah.
so, it was and like ESPN's actually releasing a Jordan documentary
Yeah.
starting this Sunday, which
I
I'm
have it
like
on
I'm
my
actually
calendar right
yeah
now.
I'm gonna watch that. Like I'm pretty excited for it. That's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's that. I'm excited for that one because I like I said like I wasn't a huge basketball fan growing up. I mostly like soccer and then football, soccer and football. So I know a lot of like the past grades and stuff for soccer and football. I've seen their highlights a ton, but like basketball, like you know, I'm excited for this Jordan documentary.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's
cool.
pretty good. Yeah, because
My
I
dad.
remember it was released maybe 9 months ago, the announcement that it was going to be
Hmm.
made, and then there was like a special clip, and I
Hmm.
don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting. Well, what I've heard is that like Jordan's portrayed kind of like as like a super tough guy, like he
Hmm.
wasn't like really good to his teammates and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So we'll have to see, but yeah.
So ESPN actually released the first 5 minutes of the documentary of Sunday's episode today,
Oh
and I
really?
watched
Oh
it.
damn.
Yeah, so
Oh,
like,
I don't know if I want to spoil it.
yeah, it's just like the first 5 minutes where like it's pretty. I mean, I don't know. I watched it. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Um, but it was they're saying that essentially they allowed a film crew to access their entire like the Bulls everything during the 97-98 season,
Yep.
which is like I think they were just coming off a three-peat at that point, right?
That
Or
would
back to back.
be yeah. So he was trying to go for 6 titles. That was his
Yeah,
second three-peat. And
yeah.
Phil Jackson, the history behind it is like Phil Jackson was not coming back. So
Hmm.
he titled that year, like when they went into the play room to go over film and stuff. He
Yeah,
was like, "This is gonna be the last dance because my final year." And
yeah.
Jordan like wouldn't play with anyone but Phil Jackson. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
so they were starting to think of like rebuilding and stuff, and I think that like
yeah,
that's what it was. So like
mhm.
they started talking to like the GM and stuff, and it's they don't really say a whole lot in that 5 minute clip. It's more like it's like a teaser. That's what it is. It's a
Mhm.
5 minute teaser. Um, I don't know, like it's gonna be cool. I'm excited. I want to like know more about like Jordan stuff and like
Yeah,
because like I mean obviously we all know that like LeBron's really good, but yeah,
yeah,
it's something that like some of my friends like who like also don't follow basketball as much, like we've all kind of been like getting more and more into it. And
yeah.
even he was like, yeah, like I was watching a game and every single time he got the ball, it was just like
It's a
insane.
highlight. Yeah, and it's yeah, it's especially it's so fitting for him because he was 6-0. So like you can't really argue against that because it was like
Yeah,
in the 90s when it was harder to score and like
yeah,
defenses were tougher than
yeah,
today.
yeah.
And
Like
yeah,
fouls weren't just like wishy
yeah,
washy.
like you get
Like,
destroyed in the lane. Like yeah,
yeah, that
yeah.
was actually my dad was. I mean, going to, like soccer. My dad was watching a like Diego Maradona
Mhm.
documentary a couple weeks ago, and like this man, like so they were showing some like clips, and he was like people were literally like going like cleats first like into his ankles and stuff like where he should have broken ankles like literally every single
Yeah,
game
just
and like
some
he's falling
contact.
and he's like getting injured and he's like coming right back up and he's like going through people and it's like that's respect.
Mhm.
Like the game has changed so like all games have changed so much in the last like 20, 30 years, like getting safer and all that. So
Mhm.
for good reasons, but like man,
Yeah.
like watching some of those like old people do it, like it's crazy.
Yeah, the old highlights. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I really miss the NBA, but I don't know. I have a feeling they will resume, and then it's gonna be
Hmm.
like a tournament or something immediately. I feel like that's like
Hmm.
what I've heard mostly, because there's like
Yeah.
someone like some owners wanted like a training camp, and then you would go back into the next season, and
Hmm.
then like start off the playoffs. It would
Hmm.
really suck because if they cancel it, because then like LeBron, it would be another year that we wouldn't see if he would like win or how well he would do. So kind of take away from that. Dude, I actually really want to buy that like Phi concept. Like, is that what
Yeah,
that's what it's called?
the
Yeah.
local store. All right, so for our listeners, let me give you a little bit of
Oh,
background. So
okay. And I was gonna start
basically,
using this as like a way to sell stuff. People like, this is sponsored by.
yo, you want me? You want me to get them? Basically, there's this one like there's like street style like casual brands that like every high schooler they're like oh in high school like start a clothes brand like like every other high school like has somebody like that. So in my high school about like 8 or 9 years ago, I think. Like a couple years before I became, or like a year before like we were freshmen in high school. There was like a group of people, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna start like the Phi concept brand," and so like that's been around for like a while now, like 7, 8 years. Um, and yeah, so that's been like super popular around here. Like a lot of my friends have like their stuff, and they've graduated from simple high school casual street band to like actual like at least our school district, like, everybody knows about them. So,
Yeah.
like
Like
everybody in the area,
PacSun
yeah,
has like the
exactly,
Phi concept.
yeah, yeah. They actually directly are competing with Paxson and
Yeah,
Hollister
yeah,
and them.
right. Yeah. In this
No.
economy, I gotta do that.
Yeah, dude, in this economy, $10 hoodies,
Yeah. My gosh. No.
nobody's gonna say no.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna ask you, like, when you decided with Nilesh to found like SASA, what was
Hmm.
that process like, or like, what was the inspiration on your side to do it?
Oh, dude, that's a good question. So basically, Nilesh and so I actually, it's funny how I met Nilesh first. So Nilesh, obviously, like we're all juniors. So Nilesh was in my RH 130 class, freshman year, fall quarter freshman year.
Mhm.
And so his last name is Day, and then my last name is Chakraborty, and we're both Bengalis. So there was one day where we both had to write this paper for class, and we both forgot to print it out. So we both go to the printer, and then as we're at the printer, like waiting for our stuff to print, he's like, "Oh, your last name is Chakraborty. Are you Bengali?" And I'm like, yeah. And like, I didn't know him. I knew he was like class. So, and he's like, oh yeah, like I'm Bengali too. And thus started this friendship. Now
Yeah.
fast forward a few months, we're better friends at this point. I still don't know. I like know of you guys at this point, but I
Yeah.
don't really know you guys. Um, and then Nilesh and I start talking about like an Indian student organization or like a SASA type organization. And so this is still freshman year. And basically, we're like, okay, there's like three Indians in our graduating class. Like, it wouldn't be worth it. It's not
Yeah.
going to happen. So then we kind of talked about it, and then like we just kind of dismissed it. And we're like, okay, yeah, whatever. Um, and then the next year, so sophomore year, last year, then we see that there's like a ton of Indians in the new freshman class. So like Aryan and Meghna and all of them. Uh,
Mhm.
they There's a ton of them in their class. So then we start talking about it again, and so like we like pretty much right away we got on it. So we went through the process. We started talking to like Chris and Merchant, one of the student activities people, and they were all super hyped about it. The Center for Diversity people were super hyped about it. We were hyped about it because like so many schools have that type of an organization, like an Indian
Yeah.
student organization or like an ISA or a SASA or stuff like that. So like my friend Vishal at Purdue, he's in SASA there, so like I talked to him about it a lot. Um, but that was like so like I kind of took inspiration from a lot of those. And I was like kind of in one in high school too. So most of the inspiration really came from, because like both of us came from very Indian like high schools, and like
Yeah.
growing up we were around that culture a lot. So not being around that at Rose was kind of tough. And so building, like what we always say in SAS, is like building up that family and
Mhm.
everything is super important. Um, and that's what we wanted at school, and I know it's been like huge for us. And you know, it's cool that we got it started, but it's even cooler that like everybody's bought in and everybody's been so uh, you know intent on really creating that family environment and building those friendships and stuff, and kind of putting aside and and like really like props to people like putting aside like personal stuff, and just getting to know people, and being there for everybody. And I think that's what's like the most important about SAS, and that's like why we built it in the first place, or wanted to build it in the first place. And I think we're both like really proud that that's what's happened. And obviously you guys are going to take it even further, and then like next class is going to take it even further. And I'm really excited to see where it goes in the next like 5, 10 years, or come back as like an old person and be like, oh yeah, Sasa. I hope that's still around.
Yeah, you're gonna come back as like a 24-year-old. Like, oh, it's
Yeah,
still
exactly.
alive. That's
Yeah,
great.
exactly. Like I'm not gonna be surprised, but I totally will be surprised.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that it was gonna blow up that much? Like you would have 20, 25, 30 active members?
Um, I mean, our goal was always to get like every single Indian person at the school
Yeah.
to come to our meetings, right? So like we aimed high, and I guess like yes, we were surprised because like we knew our goals were, but like at this point like it's standard, and like that's norm now. And like we
Yeah.
knew that we wanted to be one of those like most recognizable organizations on campus, like
Mhm.
Nesby, for example. um like when they put on events, like people show up. So
Mhm.
we knew we wanted to get to that level, and thankfully like I said, like because everybody's bought in, um everybody's been willing to put in that work to make sure we get to that level, and like that's what's most important. So I guess I'm not surprised that like people showed up, but more proud that not only did people show up, but people were willing to put in the work to get the club to where it is right now so quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that also just comes from the fact that like everybody is like super you know, everybody's coming from like a same situation where like they're growing up Indian in like some Indian household with Indian people surrounding them or South Asian people surrounding them, and you come in, you're like you like when you have that environment, you're going to be inclined to kind of help it out, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, I always thought it was really cool, like when you guys got everyone together, because I remember I didn't join until maybe like late last year.
Hmm.
But you guys
Yeah,
already
and
had
less
like,
dragged you guys.
huh?
Less dragged you guys in.
Yeah, exactly. There's like Garrett and I, a bunch of others, like roommates, and John, and everyone has come
Hmm.
together for it. But yeah, you guys had like 10 to 12, and they were all like really close knit, and I always thought that was super cool. Like it's definitely blown up into something that I didn't really think. I think the one of the strongest aspects of it now is that we have like not just South Asian like ethnicities.
Hmm.
We have like Garrett, we have myself, we have
Exactly.
John, Saayeh, etc.
Exactly.
That aren't like South Asian by heritage, but like they're strong contributors to the club. So I
Exactly.
think
Which is
it's
what I think
good.
is like so cool. It's like we I remember Nilesh and I when we were first talking about like we were like, oh, let's call it like the Indian Student Association, and then we're like, wait, there already is an ISA. It's the International Student
Yeah,
Association or
yeah,
whatever.
with a
So
mole.
that's why we were like, okay, well, I guess we can call it SASA then.
Yeah,
And so that's how we came upon SASA. But yeah, it's actually like really cool that like we've had people who are like outside of the South Asian descent also come in and like be like such big parts of the club and of the culture and everything. And like I think it's like props to you guys, um, for like JJ, you're practically Indian now. You're practically South Asian,
yeah.
dude.
I have to pass the test first. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
guys
just
have to give
yeah
me a written exam.
yeah. I mean, you have the clothes too. Like you have it all.
Yeah. Oh man. Any big plans the rest of the quarantine, or is it gonna be more Netflix and just stay at home?
Dude, Netflix and video games. Yeah, probably. I mean, like we can't really leave the house.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, my friends and I we had this interesting hangout. So the other day, me and then three of my friends, they came over and I told them, okay, bring your own chair and then bring your own drink of choice. And so I took my cars out of their garage and then we all sat at separate corners of the garage and we talked for like 2 hours.
Really?
We just
That
hung
I feel
out.
like that'd be super fun. That'd be like a
It
really good
actually it
setup.
actually
Like you
was
just
super fun.
prop your chairs down in the
Exactly.
garage. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like actually really fun. Like I think like if we do it again, like we'll like I'll like get food or like they'll get food and like we'll just like do it like that or well it's like social distancing, but you're still hanging out and then like talking and
Yeah.
just enjoying because like dude, staying at home for like weeks upon weeks like it takes it
Yeah.
out of you.
It's now
You
it's
just kind of
like
like
what 4 5 weeks, 4 weeks I think.
yeah, it's
Like since it
been
started
well this is
federally.
week 5 I
Yeah.
think. This
So
is week
and they
5 so yeah
kicked
it's been
us
4 weeks.
out like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean yeah, like, it is what it
Yeah.
is, but you got kind of got to make the best of it. So that was kind of cool. Hopefully it all ends before summer.
Yeah. That'd definitely be great.
It's still getting worse before it's going to get better. I
Yeah.
know like Illinois numbers just today weren't that great. So,
Yeah, I've been looking at the numbers every day basically, and um,
hmm.
like I remember 2 days ago it was like 28,000 deaths in
Hmm.
like the U.S. and then I looked like this morning it was like 34, and I was like,
Yeah,
that's not
it's bad.
good.
Yeah, and the thing is like the actual number of cases is definitely like understated as well.
Hmm.
Like, I think what pisses me off the most personally is like all like the conspiracy theories. It's like I'm not saying that any of them are wrong per se because like nobody knows, but it's like my personal opinion is that like when like since it's such like a serious thing, it's such like a serious topic that like people should have all the facts before making a decision, right? And like
Yeah.
especially like when you're making claims that are potentially dangerous and potentially like fear mongering, like those types of stuff, like I think it's important that people know all the facts before they like spread claims. And I'm not saying it's like anybody's fault, um, but I just think that's like important, and that people understand that like what you say has like a real consequence in that aspect. So that's been something I've been trying to tell people and trying to get people to keep in mind when they think about like, oh, like why did this start? It's like like it's not really important, like just let's get through it, and then like people will do their job, and then we'll find out.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. it's been unfortunate, but like the best you can do is just quarantine and social distance. So definitely a
Yeah, we've
positive.
definitely learned a lot of new terms in the last
I
couple of months.
know. I just really expanded my intellect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
social distancing. Dude, oh my God. Like I hate it when people are like, yeah, we might be social distancing until like 2052. It's like,
No.
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, all the introverts are like, yeah, stay away from
It's
me
like, oh,
after this. You know.
they're like, oh man, can't go outside.
Oh darn,
Darn.
yeah. Do it anyway. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh well. Hopefully everything works out.
that's
Uh,
true. All right, my man.
yeah.
Any last comments?
Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching all the way through. I'm excited for when this is gonna release. Yeah. Thanks for doing this. I like it. I'm appreciating it.
All right. Thank you,
All right.
co-founder.
Yeah.